Okay, so astrology time with Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Today is Wednesday, and it's the 23rd of July. Now, we've got the moon in Cancer, and it's going to go void of course at 8:42 in the evening. So this is going to be a very interesting day because the reinforcement Mercury received with the sun in Leo is going to help us make the most of this moon today, right? This Cancer moon. Now, I have a very interesting story to tell you about this. But you got to have an intuitive understanding of the words that we're speaking, right? The words you're speaking. What is behind them? What is there? What was it? This is very important, okay? Because we can have an understanding with each other and avoid the discombobulations of bad words, right? Now, be wary of relationships, though, that are strained, okay? We don't want to put any strain on our relationships. You would think that me, as an astrologer, would have seen this coming, okay? And I did. I did it yesterday, and I'm going to tell you how, all right? So don't let passion for an idea overrule the practical details that have got to be figured out, okay? You just trust in the process, trust in yourself, right? That's where we're really going with this, because this is very, very fascinating. Venus is square Mars. So do the right thing, okay? Now, let me tell you what's going on, because today's keyword is rocks, okay? It's kind of like a role reversal for Venus and Mars. Venus is going to have the ideas, and Mars will be gathering the data for it, okay? Now, let's go. The day before, that Tuesday, I had started a process, and I started the process back almost a month ago with the last void of course moon in Cancer. So it would be about almost 4 weeks ago. And basically, I had been trying to get a different position in the organization I work for a couple of times last fall and last winter, and to no avail. It was in a different area. It was in a different geographical region. It was with a different office. And a month ago, I was asked, hey, would you reconsider for this office doing this, okay? And basically what I do is I have an administrative position where I support folks out in the field that are doing things with people's homes, okay? Windows, doors, cabinets, and closets. They asked me if I would go out in the field and would I be interested in being on the sales side of things rather than the administrative side of things. Kind of a natural progression, right? It happened with the moon in Cancer. So we're talking about people's homes, right? And basically what I did was I said, yeah. So I threw the application together, put everything together, went for the job. Yesterday, Tuesday, the 22nd, I was actually offered the job and was sent a letter to accept the job. Now, before you say Mercury's retrograde and you shouldn't be signing contracts, this was already pre-done. This was a known deal. This was the deal that was there. It's pretty standard contract. It's nothing new, right? And it was initiated well before even Mercury thought of being retrograde, right? It was almost before the shadow period. So, got that going, right? Now, I came home. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. So, day was hectic as usual. Ended up doing a lot of different things. Got this news, very surprising. Ended up doing just about at the end of the day, end of the work day. My wife happens to get in touch with me and say, hey, I want to do some outdoor activity tonight. Now, the part of me wants to be like, I really want to put out a new moon thing for Leo, right? It's going to be happening on Thursday, and I really need to do this. This is something that's very much been on the back of my mind, and I haven't done anything big, like a half hour long or something like that. Oh, probably in a good while, right? Because I couldn't get through a half hour without coughing, because I had picked up a late spring cold, and it was just crazy. So And it had bothered me for a while. It lasted. It lasted almost about a month just trying to get rid of that cough and just couldn't get rid of it. So I'd be speaking words and trying to speak them, and they would just constantly, I'd have to go back and I'd have to edit all this stuff and just be like, okay, well, now that that's done, I didn't fight it, okay? I got home and everything was set up. Everything was beautiful. There was some things trimmed. There was some things cleaned. Everything was all ready just to have, some nice food that was prepared outside and then a fire in the fire pit, right? So, beautiful, right? But now here comes the nagging part, right? Mars is in the back of my head going, hey, I really wanted to write that thing. And she looked at me and I just looked at her and I said, but you know what? I said that I would. Well, she said, I texted you because I wanted to get your opinion. And I said, my opinion is that I want to be out here with you right now doing this. That's because it's Leo season just started, right? So we started a fire in a little fire pit back there, and we had a great night. Now, could have gone two ways, right? I could have said, I got to do what I got to do, and I'm not going to do that. This leads into today's astrology, okay? Because I've always told you, because the astrology for the days run 24, 48 hours either before or after. It can do that. This is how you are able to allow yourself to get into the flow and just be cool with things, right? Think about it. Could have said, oh, I want to get that done because Mars wanting to work through the details, right? I want to do this. No. I chose to ground. I chose the elements. I chose the fire. I chose the air. I chose the earth. I chose, we're near the water, so there's water involved, right? Look, it's all about the quality of things that you do. It's not always about go, go, go. I told you that last time. I told you about two trains on two tracks. My one train is all set, all right? Now, contractually, I'm not starting that new position until after the Mercury retrograde. It's done. I don't have to worry about it. No, all I have to do is just focus on what I do creatively, and that's pretty much what I do here. But that's coming up, and there's time for that, and I'm not really stressing about how much time I have to spend on that or not. I avoided the Venus-Mars thing because they're square. That square energy can be a tension, right? If you don't do the tension, instead you vibe with it. Now you can see a different aspect of what it is that we're experiencing because we have the sun in the first degrees of Leo. In the first degrees of Aries, first couple of degrees, we have Saturn and Neptune. This is a powerful combination because this is where we are asserting ourselves. Nothing says I am more than that first degree of Aries, right? Those first couple of degrees. Aries is that sign of I am. And by declaring who you are, so say, for example, my wife decided she wanted to clean the backyard and spend some time with me outside, basically fire gazing, basically enjoying ourselves out there in nature, no music, no nothing, just listening to the birds all around and just have it, kind of just vibing together. Not a lot of words, a lot of looking at the fire and a lot of just contemplating on what can happen and how we are regaining our sovereignty, how she's claimed her sovereignty over the yard and how we did it with doing the fire and by getting me to actually just calm down for a second and say, Shane, shut the F up, go outside and sit. You have plenty of time all the rest of the week to do the things that you think need to be done. That is astrologically relevant, and that is going to be helpful for you today. Just remember that. The rocks are from the love on the rocks, right? You don't want to have your love on the rocks. You want to be able to express yourself in ways that you can vibe with each other. Now, got to be perfectly honest with you. She's a sun sign Leo, and I'm a sun sign Aries. So that fire aspect, bonding, important, sovereignty, and it was very, very, it was great. I got to tell you, it was very relaxing. So today's color is traffic light colors, okay? Pick a gem. It's either red, green, or yellow, okay? Because these things are going to be how you manifest what your day is going to do for you, right? I almost always carry a rose quartz on me and some form of either aventurine or malachite in my pocket. I also carry a clear quartz because that's one of those stones that can be just about anything you want it to be if you manifest it correctly. And, basically as an intuitive, as a manifestation person per se, I love doing that. Now, rocks are a danger at sea, hence the need for lighthouses. Okay? The rocks refer to perils in relationships. That's what I just told you. This is a classic interpretation of a Venus-Mars square. We can be more creative than that, though, right? We've got Mars in the Earth sign. We've got Venus sitting in the mutable air, mutable Earth. Where squares are challenging, because it's that tension, that energy, right? That breaking point, the earthquakes, right? They're basically results of squares in the earth that are opposing each other and give away. That is, that's one way to look at it, right? Mutable square is actually an energy that's going to try to find a way to agree with each other. We can agree, and you don't agree to disagree. You agree to get something done, right? The tension really helps you see another side of things and can help you round out the whole experience. And that's what we ended up doing tonight. Okay, this square is going to perfect at 4:23 in the morning. So we're going to start off with this energy. So we're heading into it yesterday, in my case, and we've just felt it. Now remember, I'm on the East Coast of the United States, so right when the moon was void of course in the morning is when the square is going to occur. Okay, so choose your gem for the day wisely. What do you want to become of the relationship? Green, prosperous, go. Yellow, ideas, mentally stimulating. Nice, right? Red, energetic. Put it into it. Maybe you want to put energy into something else. You may not be quite happy with where you're at. That's understandable. Okay, it just depends on how that energy plays out with you and where it relates to you in your chart. Okay, look, picking the color stone may be the only way. It may not be the only way to try to sway the outcome, thanks to the sun, yes, sextile Uranus. But hey, try it. Go ahead, give it a nudge. See if you can force it, right? In the Mood, the Benny Goodman song, is how we're going to be feeling today. Wistful, reflective, and nostalgic. We're officially closing out the Cancer season. I'm closing out more than the Cancer season. I'm going to be closing out one aspect of this work experience over the next month as I prepare for a new adventure. So crazy, right? I've been talking to some people on TikTok and everything about opportunities have been offered and all things like that. It's crazy, right? It's happening, guys. It's happening. All right. And it's going to be bigger and better than ever because, let's face it, Uranus entering Gemini, it's very good for me as a Virgo rising. If you know what I'm saying, then you know what I'm saying. If not, come back. Stay tuned to daily-astrocat.com, and we will tell you more and more about astrology because that's what we do here, and we love doing it. It's going to be fun. Now, we're officially, okay, so we need to make the most of our own time and space today, and Mars throws her lot, the moon's going to throw her lot behind Mars. She tells him that Venus isn't serious in Gemini, particularly with Mercury retrograde. Mars knows what to do. He knows what to do, and will keep everything as it should be. The square is composed of mutable energy, and existing love, well, that's going to find a way. In 1966, Frank Sinatra's album Strangers in the Night hits #1 on the U.S. charts. It gets the Grammy for Record of the Year and the Best Male Vocal Performance in 1966. Can you believe that? All right. And in 1938, Charles Harrelson, he's an American organized crime figure. He's a convicted hitman. But more notably, he's the father of Woody Harrelson, the actor. He's born in Lovelady, Texas, and he died in 2007. So in 1938, Charles Harrelson was born. And coincidentally, Woody's birthday is also on this day. Happy birthday, Woody, 63 years old. He's born in 1961. He's 64. All right. So, American Emmy Award winning actor. He is was Woody Boyd in Cheers. You know him from Natural Born Killers and a bunch of other things, right? He's born in Midland, Texas. I wonder how far that is from Lovelady. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. A little bit long today, but it's worth it, right? I had a lot of stuff to say. I had a lot of stuff on my mind. I was thinking about making a video short, and I just figured I would leave it all in here. I may just put the fire short out just to gaze at and just let it run on a loop for a minute. No words or anything. Just get to experience what I experienced earlier today. And that's all I have for you. Thank you so much. Appreciate and love every single one of you. Wish I could share a fire with every single one of you out there. All right. Today is a 5. Happy astrocatting. Oh, I didn't sum up our keywords. That's okay. It's fine. Happy astrocatting.